Hello again, YouTube, and thank you for joining me for another video. This is Living History 66, and this video is going to be an update on my World War II patch collection. All of these right here I've acquired within the last week. So let's get started. Up here we have a nice starter collection of Service Command patches. So starting off over here on the left, we have the 2nd Service Command, 4th, 5th, the 6th, 7th, and the 8th. And also down here we have a awesome start to a Army Corps patch collection. Starting off up here with the 3rd Corps, 5th Corps, 6th, 7th Corps, 8th Corps right here. This also has a manufacturer's error right here in the border. The 10th Corps. This is a really nice whiteback or snowback, and has a dirty, kind of a veteran look to it. It's very cool. Down here, this is the skinny blade variation of the 12th Corps. Here we have the 14th Corps, the 20th Corps, if I can get this one, the 22nd Corps, and the 36th Corps. So, very nice start to that. That collection right there. I do have the 9th Service Command, so I'm only missing a couple of that, and then that'll be done. And corps, as far as the Army Corps go, I can find those quite easily online. So this collection right here shouldn't take too long. And over here, we have the Naval Amphibious Forces. And right here is a Air Force patch. This is Air Force Engineering Specialist. So I have the Armature Specialist, which has the bomb right here. This is a gear. So this is Air Force Engineer. Very cool. Down here, got a nice little collection of armored divisions. So right here, starting off, we have the 3rd Armored Division with a khaki border. Right here, very nice 4th Armored Division with a greenback. I was very excited to find that. 5th Armored Division, and the 6th Armored Division, which this feels like it is in unissued condition. This thing is so crisp, no folds in it or anything like that. It is still, feels like it came right out of the box. So very cool. And last but not least, one of my favorite patches of all time, the Tank Destroyer Forces. This, however, is the 8-wheel variation. So a very nice piece. So now we have 2 4-wheel variations and an 8-wheel variation. Also, I managed to pick up this, which is a 50 caliber round, as most of you may know. This has a red tip to it, though, which, if my research is correct, is a armor-piercing incendiary tracer round, which is really cool. And the head stamp here is WRA, which stands for Winchester Repeating Arms, 1943. And this is a decommissioned round. This is not live. You can even see around the actual bullet here, it's crimped, or not crimped, but kind of opened a little bit. So you can actually pop the actual bullet right out of the casing, which is cool. Because now you can see the full size of this round, which is an absolute monster. So, very cool. So, most of these, all the service commands up here, the 8th Corps, these 2 patches right here, and the Armored Division patches I got from the Army-Navy surplus store that I go to quite regularly. And I'm going to give you guys a little tip here. It definitely pays to have a good relationship with the people that you're doing business with. Example, I've been going to LZ Army-Navy for, I think, about 4 or 5 years now. And I've known the manager since I started going there. You know, we kind of got to talking. She's a real nice lady, and every time I go in there now, she knows that I collect patches. You know, we've been, talking about patches and everything like that, and with her being as generous as she is, she insists on giving me a couple of free patches every time I go in. It's not that I'm asking for free patches. Every time I go in there and she says, okay, I'm going to throw these in for you, I always double check with her. I always ask, are you sure? But she insists. But what I usually do once I go in there, they have a whole box full of patches for the World War II patches and whatnot. All the modern patches are out on the wall, out, in like little clear tubs, and they're $2 a piece, which that's not bad at all. But also, all the World War II patches are usually marked $2 a piece. I think I paid $1 for this one, $2 for the amphibious forces, and $2 a piece for the service commands. The only one I think this one was like $5 or something like that. Some of them are individually marked. But anywho, the previous box that they had full of World War II patches was falling. It fell apart. So the new one that they have, which is basically shoebox sized, I guess it fell apart on them. So I went through, and what I usually do is I take the box, I'll go through it, kind of set, some of the more desirable patches that I want aside. And as I was doing that, I was kind of organizing it for her. Because, she doesn't have enough time. She's usually the only one that works there. So she's usually busy. So I helped her out. I was, kind of organized the box a little bit for her. And in return, I bought 13 patches. So I bought these 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 patches, and the 50 caliber round for $25. And what she did was, she thanked me for organizing the box, and she threw in the Armored Division patches for free, which I cannot express my gratitude enough. Absolutely love going there, and it definitely just pays to have a working relationship, with the people that you're doing business with, especially because you never know what you're going to find. So extremely thankful, as always, to go there. It's a bit of a drive, but I absolutely don't mind doing business with them. They're great people. So I got those from the Army-Navy surplus store, and the rest of these, the core patches here, I got on eBay, and the Tank Destroyer Forces patch got off of the Facebook bidding group that I'm in. And also, a little patch update on shadow boxes as well. I ended up reorganizing my Army patches here. Also got the 10th Army and 15th Army. So these are now complete, minus the Ghost Division Army patches. I'm going to do separate shadow boxes for any division or army or anything like that for Ghost Division patches. And right here we have Complete Air Force for World War II. Very cool. Took a little bit of rearranging to get everything to fit the way I wanted it to, because these patches are a little bit squished. I mean, they're touching, but it's not. I'm not worried about that. So, very cool. And if anybody is wondering on how to display your patches, if you want to be, if you have a bunch like me, with this recent purchase actually puts my total amount of patches for 154 World War II patches. I have a couple that are, Vietnam, but 154 patches total. If anybody is wondering how to display these, I'm going to use the 15th Army here as a example. There's a tiny pin at the top. They're extremely small, they're real skinny, and they're hardly noticeable once you put them in here. So what I did was I just got the shadow box, I did my layout, and just held these in place. You can get a whole container of like 500 of them. I think they're in like sewing sections of hobby shops and whatnot, craft stores. You get a whole thing, like 500 of them for a couple dollars. So what I did was you just hold it in place right there and just slide the pin in through and then into the backing here of the shadow box, and it holds up beautifully. And like I said, it's hardly noticeable unless it catches the light, but they hold up really well. I've had these two hanging up on my wall for a couple weeks, but really they haven't moved. So it is an awesome way to display your patches if you are looking to do so. And also, I did that with all of my infantry divisions as well. I'm going to pull this up. Let me get this sitting the way that I want it to, if it will. There we go. And there's that. I also added a couple of patches to my infantry divisions. I'm missing the 29th, which is what that space is for right there. It's the only patch for divisions that I'm missing for World War II. A couple of other ones that I added, the 106th, the 99th, the 84th, I believe that one is. Let's see what else. Oh, the 36th right there I got. So, almost done hunting the infantry division patch. There's just one more to go. So excited about that. I haven't hung this one up yet, just because my walls are not the best at holding nails. So this guy kind of just leans up against the wall for display. But nonetheless, I mean, it still holds up just like these patches do right here. They hang, they don't fall, nothing like that. So very cool. Very happy with the way that these shadow boxes are turning out. They're, like I said, a fantastic way to display your patches if that's what you're looking to do. But anyway, I want to thank you guys again for subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing. And we'll see you in the next video.